What's going on, guys? So, welcome back for episode 2 of the Knowing Your Roots podcast. We got Ada, got myself, Harry, and hey, first of all, thank you for all the feedback. I think today's topic is
I got goosebumps.
yeah,
Look, I'm not joking. Look at that.
yeah. I think it's exciting, right? I know that in the first episode we're gonna do wheels next, but I think we'll do that like further
Later,
on, right?
yeah.
And it's just crazy, just because some of the stuff that we've been doing, just gaining footage and stuff. Like, I'm excited to kind of dive into that instead of just the normal like studio stuff, right? So
Exactly.
Once again, thanks to Brothers Garage for letting us film today. They're always and Pat.
Come here. These are the guys that make it happen for us, and I think it's awesome that we get. He's also a teammate for our Team Emotion guys. So if you guys want to support us, they have a bunch of killer merch. We'll put a link to their shop here, and this is one of their. It's kind of cool.
That's the news design.
Yeah,
I don't have that shirt.
So yeah, I'm at the cop one.
They're
Support these guys. No, I mean I always pay. I always pay Patty. She gets my money every time.
Dude, the cherry blossom design they had was fire. I think that one's sold out.
Right. All right, he's gonna do work. I'm so.
Hold on.
Fired
Stop.
up. I'm fired.
Before we get into that,
I mean, look, this is
before we get into that, right?
Oh man.
Let's talk about what you've been up to, right? So obviously we shot that last video like before Christmas. So what's been going on with you? Like any projects you're working on in your shop?
Well, I mean, as some of you might know, the DMV guys know, or some of the other guys that maybe follow me outside of this type of format, I have been busy at the shop. We had a really big project that we just finished. Gary will put some photo footage.
Is that the Tesla? Badass.
So badass.
Yo, you outdid yourself on that one.
Thank you.
I think that's like all that new technology that you've been talking about. Like that
It's
is
all
yeah.
And now we're working on another build right now that's going to be like even more crazy. We're just very technology focused right now, so a lot of the stuff that we're doing is on my laptop. So we're building in the laptop and then taking that and transferring it to like physical stuff. So
yeah. That's like
just watch out.
That comes from a long way from
cutting edge
woodwork. You know what I mean?
Right. So a lot of 3D print, a lot of laser, a lot of CNC. We got a new big CNC machine at the shop, so. Big things coming out of Absolute Electronics. Thanks, Gary, for documenting a lot of it. Gary is our camera guy and the producer for this show. And, how about you? What have you been up to?
Stuff. Car show season's about to start, so it always gets kind of crazy for me, running the emotion stuff. Thankfully, I got a team that kind of helps me out with that, but Import Expo was here just a couple weekends ago.
Yeah, these guys got a couple.
Yeah, so we were just there. I brought the Civic out to that. It won Judge's Choice as well as Best Import. I did Tuner Battlegrounds with PassMag for the first time, online kind of car show.
Yeah,
voting.
That's right.
It sucked, man, because
you got pretty far.
Yeah, we did the first round, and then I got into the second round. Second round, I had to face in his the Lexus SC.
That was just like, damn, bro. Because I was gonna be happy for either guy. You know what I mean? I think it takes. I'm into social media. I think it takes a lot of balls to just go rounds and ask for votes, and it's hard.
It was very taxing. Because after I beat I felt like
after you beat
So according to them,
we're gonna get evicted from this show.
According to them, it was close. It was like 50 to 49. Like that's
like it was one vote.
Yeah, it was like that close, right? So I made it. I was a quarterfinalist, right? So Elite 8. That's where I lost.
You lost to an Evo.
I lost to an Evo.
So shout out to those PassMag guys.
You have a shoot with them.
Yeah, but I wasn't gonna put it out there like that. I just wanted to boom. I want to drop all the new stuff for the car, kind of all at one time. Not right now. We're doing the wheel thing again, where we're looking for yet another set of wheels on this thing. I think that I like what we have now, and it's a good bridge. But we've mentioned the car needs to go from 17 to 18, and then I think it needs some bespoke, like almost one-off wheels. It needs something.
I've kind of seen what you have in store, and
It's hot.
it's different, right? So, as you said, either they're gonna love it
Or hate it.
or they're gonna hate it, right? But it's different, and I'm actually excited to see how that's gonna work out for you.
Well, it's either going to work or it's not. But I like it, and it's kind of like, let's get in, dude. The energy right now, bro.
So
the energy.
our topic for this episode, right? We skipped wheels. We skipped a lot of things that we said we were gonna do because this just felt right.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So it's gonna be my top 10 builds, show car builds that were influential versus your top 10.
Right.
And I'm actually kind of interested to see like
where
we stack,
rank,
right?
yeah.
Like where everything stacks, right? So,
So guys, we do have an idea of. I have an idea of what Harry's been building. He knows everything I built. Some of my cars are on this list, and some of his cars are on this list. It's kind of crazy. And
do you know my whole? You don't know my whole list, though. I mean, I can
I don't
just
know
assume.
your whole list.
Yeah. So
I don't know your whole list. We know about.
But I think we kind of agree, like top 5 maybe, and maybe not in the same order,
right? But they're there.
But they're probably gonna be there.
They're there.
They're probably gonna be there. Yeah.
So let's start with
you want to
the
go?
image that we have here. This is Harry chose this for a reason. This is kind of a
This is the local guy. His
Local guy,
his name's Luis Gavino. This might have been his third Integra, his first Type R. I think after he did this, he did a full Mugen. Actually, I got it right here.
Yeah.
There you go. He did a full Mugen. So
one of the first guys.
Yeah, but you can see the difference, right? Like we went from this to, like we said in the previous episode, back to OEM Plus.
Right.
Right. So full Mugen Type R, all authentic, and this was like your Volk wheels with your carbon lip and
This is kind of
splash.
like this would be the equivalent at that time. And then we're looking. Is that MIR? No, it's not MIR. But this is the equivalent of like a meat car now, right? Maybe
You ain't seen no Type R's and no meat, bro.
not a Civic Type R. This would be a Civic Type R with spoon wheels.
What you talking about? You talk about the
now
FK8, like FK. I mean,
see, this is what I've been waiting for. I've been waiting for them.
What I'm saying is, okay, you might see FK8s with whatever, all Mugen kits or whatever, right? But you're not seeing this. This is what I'm talking about. Like, you're not seeing Integra Type R's. You're not seeing.
Okay, Integra Type R's at this time were everywhere.
But I'm talking
especially
about now.
yellow.
I'm talking about now.
I'm saying this is the equivalent now.
Oh, I got you. Yes, back then the Type R's were.
It's gonna be a long day.
It can't
be a long
be.
day.
It can't be.
It can't be.
It can't be, right? But again, props to Luis Gavino. He's one of the first guys locally that
Went all in.
right, with his first Integra, and I saw it and I was like, wow, right? So we talk about old school, and I got to give props where props due. He's one of the guys that did it for me, right? So
Super OCD guy.
yeah,
Super OCD guy. He's super nice guy too.
yes.
What we
I
got
think he's on Twitch now, man. He does like gaming stuff.
Does he?
Yeah.
We all grow up and do kind of weird stuff.
All right. So what do we want to do, man? You want to go?
Nine. Let's go 9. We'll go.
Don't look at me. Don't look.
Let's do some honorable mentions.
No, we'll do honorable mention last.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
All right. So I'm gonna do my number 10.
Okay.
All right, and then we'll flip to yours and we'll do yours, right?
Okay.
So my number 10, it's kind of like I said about Lewis, right? Like it was an era of cars that I first saw that kind of opened my eyes to everything, right? So I kind of got a combination going on here. So I've got the Power Bond cars, right? So I remember
You said 10.
10. I mean, these were always together.
Okay. That's not one car.
So I got to pick one car?
Let's pick one car. You have to pick one car.
Well, I mean, these cars were always seen together, and this what opened my eyes to
What's possible.
Like what's possible, right, with Civic, right? We got, man, one car. I mean,
Another local car, Julian's
Right.
car.
Julian's car
So let's just spend a little bit of time with Julian's car. Super different at the time.
At the time, right? So super taillights, Mustang Saline spoiler, JDM front end, turbocharged. It was the first kit. Is it the high-tech manifold, the Bullhorn, right?
Yes.
So it was the first car that I ever seen with that. This car, like I said, with Lewis's car, because they're both local, like these cars showed me what was possible, right?
So one thing about this car that I have to say, it was, if you look on this list, it does something that is very common on this list. It was fast. Like it was, I think this car ran low 11s. It was fast and it could win car shows. And that is very difficult to do nowadays. You know what I mean? Like, so just watch out for this trend as we go along these cars.
But if you made me pick one car,
Making me pick one.
If you make me pick one car, I'm gonna choose this car, right? This is like the first, right? Like
Nguyen Civic.
this is the display, right? Nguyen Tang's Honda Civic, right? So this was the display back then, right? Roll the carpet out. This was all the Honda Sport stuff, right? But you know, look at this.
Tuner wheels. Oh, look at that audio system. I wonder who did that.
Like
Audio system with the
this
video.
had the trunk, the monitor in the trunk, and you did this.
I did that.
You did this.
I did that. I did that audio system. I did the interior. I did a lot of things to this car.
So, yep, there was the interior, right? I mean, it was all yellow. I remember my car had the tan interior too. You can always tell a car that tan interior. You look at shift boot.
The shift boot.
Yep.
Shift boot was a giveaway.
Shift boot and the door handle, right? So even my door handle, my shift boot, still
We
tan.
did those in black. So this car, the reason that this car is important is,
Man, he even had the little RC car.
yeah.
Like
he-
no
he
hood,
crashed
like,
that a whole
you
bunch
know
of
what I mean? Like C2s, like.
He was bringing stuff to this coast early, like Racing Hearts. I think that's the first car that I saw locally with Racing Hearts C2s, right? And he had his struggles where he had to,
Here you go.
Kinda.
This was like every time I saw the car.
Yeah.
Right.
yeah, he had, oh, and this is before the engine bay was painted. So he had his struggles where he was battling Dan from East Coast Honda, and that made him better. It made him like go after a lot of stuff. And that car, he swapped, he shaved the molding. This is pre-shaved moldings as well. There's just a lot going on with this car before it got to a point where it was locally pretty much unstoppable for a very long time. Right?
Yeah, like, so this car, like, to me, like, you know, when you're competing, there's always that one guy, right? This was that guy, right?
Yeah, he made you better.
My Civic is the way it is because of this car.
Right.
Like, and, you know, I was a student of the game, right? Like he was modifying it. I was like, you know, I have the same car. Like, what's he doing that, you know, that makes him win? So I was always looking at the changes in the car. You guys kept like
Every week.
there was
Every
always
week.
something new. It was
Every
crazy,
week.
and I hated it because
It's hard to keep up when you got,
right.
you know,
And back then I wasn't making no money, right? So everything was DIY and you know what I could afford, right? So it wasn't until later on that I finally got that goal, right?
well, you worked hard, and like you said, you were a student. You concentrated on a lot of things that had to happen to make your car get to the next level. This car did a
take
lot for me.
And Mike,
Oh, okay. Did it make the audio different?
No.
Okay.
I just fell over and I just stopped you guys right there. Yeah. You were rubbing it a little bit. Just bring it down just a tiny bit.
Wings West, like you know, Wings West kid. Did he end up doing Big Mouth?
No, that is a big. No, that is.
That's the
No,
other. That's the other bumper.
That's the other bumper. He
did-
never did a big.
He
mouth.
never did Big Mouth. Okay. But you know, this car, like to me, if this car didn't exist, if I didn't get to pick, like, if I'm young Kobe, Nguyen is Michael Jordan, right?
I can. This list is, again, it means a lot to me because I don't think there's one car on this list that doesn't make us do something different to our builds or the builds that we're part of.
Yeah, but this car, this is the car for me, right? This was the one that shaped everything for me.
I'll say this about that car. It's one of those deals where when you are part of something special, you kind of know it at the time, and people around us knew it was special. Like the people we're competing against, they were hitting me up.
Oh, he's your number 10.
He's my yeah.
He's your
that
number
was a
10.
secret. That's my number 10.
Okay,
This is kind of the final battle.
Yes, this is what it's MIR, ain't it?
Yeah, that's MIR as well.
I mean, this was again. I mean, the Racing Heart wheels. I remember we had the big engine sticker, right? I mean, that's obviously sponsorship through the shop, Car Trends.
He was sponsored by Nguyen.
You got the yellow sporting seats.
This car. The reason why it's really kind of bittersweet for me is I did so much work on that car, and then we released my car, and then very soon after, maybe the year or year and a half after, the team disbanded. So it was a very important car to like our team. It was a very important car to the community here in
the DMV, but I think
East
in the
Coast.
entire East Coast.
Right.
I think, wasn't it the first Civic to win Honolulu Nights? Something like that,
Oh yeah, it might have been.
right?
Yeah.
Because everyone else was doing
Listen,
crazy
winning
stuff.
Hot Import Nights is the equivalent of winning Week Fest here. Now,
Yes.
do you think?
Well, funny story is, okay, keep in mind I'm competing against Nguyen.
Right.
Right? And I'm competing against all these people. So it took me, and at this time, Honda Pro Nights was only coming to the East Coast once in New Jersey.
No, because we did Baltimore and then
No,
Philly.
before.
Okay.
Right? So it was only coming to New Jersey. And then eventually it did Baltimore and so.
Every one of those events, I was so drunk, I don't know what's going on.
But it took me 6 Honda Pro
6 Honda
Nights
Pro Nights.
before I took my. I thought I was never gonna win it.
You won Best of Show,
Best
Best Civic.
I didn't win Best of Show, but I did win Best Honda.
Okay.
Right?
That's still big.
But-
Honda Pro Nights on
yes.
the East Coast.
But it was crazy because at that time, I think I just started Emotion, and we went down to North Carolina.
Oh.
Right? We went to Charlotte.
Oh, it's
And this is
another
why,
big market.
and this is why Charlotte was so. I always call it my second home, right? Because that's where we won, right? So all my other guys, this is their first Honda Pro Nights, and this is now my 6th or 7th.
Right.
And we go down there and we slaughter it.
Right.
Right? And the guys are like, oh, this was nothing, right? And I'm like, bro, like,
You have no idea what you
like,
just did, right?
Like, you have no idea because this is like my 6th time
Right.
to like do this.
So, do you want to hear the worst story ever?
Go ahead. Don't even tell me about the dent in the car.
I'm telling them about the dent in the car. So this car wins Best of Show at Hot Import Nights. And we'd worked, this is when we unveiled the interior, when we did the interior. So we had the car apart. Hot Import Nights was on a Friday. So we had the car apart.
We had to load Friday.
Yeah, we had to load Friday. So
Sure
we had the
was
car
on
apart Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, put it back together. Friday, drive up there, load up.
And we weren't trailing. We were driving.
This car was
yeah,
driven.
We were driven. Yeah.
So I remember staying up all night. This is Friday morning, and I had to go to work. I wasn't going to go to the show until later the next day. I was actually driving then my S2000 when it was owned by whatever. I get a call from Nguyen about an hour in, and he's like, dude, you'll never believe what happened. I was like, what? Somebody backed into the side of this car. So there's a dent the size of another car on the side of this car. Nguyen being Nguyen, he often showed without the hood.
Yep.
He took the hood off of the car, and he placed the hood over the dent. Best of Show. Unbelievable story.
Right. But I mean, that was because that was his display.
Right.
Because he always
That's
showed
something he
without
always
the hood.
did. Right.
Right. And I mean, I even took that from him, but like I displayed mine on the windshield, right? But that's just because
It's just an easy place to store
well, not only
it.
that, but
the roll call.
the intricacy of my hood with the
the
different
gradation.
levels, the gradation.
Right.
So I always want to show that off.
Right.
So I did 10. So and then 10 was the
10
same.
is mine, yeah.
Right. So I'm gonna do your number 9.
Okay.
And then we'll jump back to my number 9, right? So at a top 10, who's your number 9? Ooh.
Another car that I had a lot into. Now,
Oh,
This
man,
is-
you couldn't pick no big. Come on, bro. Okay.
All right. So this car, this is Sandy Moore's. This is another Absolute car, and this is the last Absolute car you'll see on this list. This car was special to me because this is a baby. This is my baby. This is one of my kids.
You did the system in this car. I think when I saw the system is when I was like,
This guy's special.
yeah. Right? Because I was like, yo, like this shit is crazy, right? But it was so clean at the same time, right?
So this is, a lot of guys don't understand this about me is, I try to match the car with the audio system. Like you can bring me 85 subwoofers, it's not gonna look right in this car. We're gonna narrow it down to what it needs to be, and then, So these guys came to me with a bunch of stuff. They were sponsored by Xtant, which is owned by MTX at the time. And we ended up doing this, which is huge fiberglass enclosure with the sub flush mounted, just nothing like it at the time. It matched the car.
Yeah. I think I saw this car in HCI. That was the pullout. That was the pullout photo of it. Again, Volk racing wheels. I remember this car. Ooh, this was before Orange, right?
It's Orange, right?
Yeah. Okay.
The
With
tearaway
C2s.
graphics with the chameleon. I think that was a very good period for paint and graphics. The interior, again, man, this car never got finished. So I've been talking to Sandy. I've been trying to get this car.
I'm not gonna lie to you, man. So this car didn't make my list. This car didn't make my honorable mention, and it's because it was never finished.
Right.
But this car was always in McGuire's booth. This car was always spotless, driven, right?
Driven to every show.
Yeah, every show, and it had that like orange flake. Like these pictures don't
do it any justice.
Don't do it any justice. But, and I just think my list. This car should be on my list. Not gonna lie, it should be on my list, but it just what I got, it just doesn't make it.
Right.
Unfortunately.
So I will say this. I'm pretty sure you've not seen the last of this car. I'll say that.
Good.
I'll say that.
I hope it comes back out, and
It may be under another team though. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. All right, so let's go to my number 9, right? I don't even remember who I have for my number 9.
That makes it better. And
Oh my God, yes.
Okay.
Hold on.
Okay.
Let me put this right here. Boom!
cover import tuner.
Cover of Import Tuner, 10-year anniversary.
A big issue.
My teammate, Chris Rios, full Mugen DC2. Let me tell you something, right?
It's a badass car.
It is a badass car. And I don't want to make it seem like everything's local, right? DMV. But look at the magnitude of this car. I remember going to Metro in this car. This car used to be black. Mm-hmm. He had a big Punisher skull, right? And he had a turbo kit, and it was like, I'm going to punish him, right? That's why he had the skull on there, right? And he was just cool. He's a legit cool dude. He talks to everybody. And, like, that's the thing about him, man. Like, he's just so laid back, right?
Yeah.
So I remember this car and seeing the transition through the years. This car was black originally, then he did a copper, and then he settled on the gold, and then he did full Mugen, right? So
And a conversion.
Like, oh yeah, right-hand drive conversion. Like, where do you see the steering wheel with the pad?
Never ever.
Right?
And that's probably a $4,000 steering wheel at this point.
Yeah, if not more. And I think he's got two. I know last year I went to Weekfest, I sold one for him.
Oh, really?
He did, yeah. He was like, hey, can you take this up there and collect the money for me? Like,
Nice.
yeah.
Nice.
Mugen cluster, like, this car is crazy, man.
This car is not a car trends car.
It's definitely not.
It's not what my number 9 car was, but it's got the same gravity.
And it's crazy. So this is, again, I've seen the high-tech manifold, and I've seen, all the Rev Hard, the gray, all that. When he brought this out, I'm like, what the?
What is that?
Right. You know what I mean? So, even there, it's all Mugen. You can see it's been updated, so it's running coil packs now. But that was just an update.
Right, but this car was engine bay tucked before it was big,
Correct.
right? So that's
Correct.
another thing that puts some of these cars where they are, because the trends that you see now, you're gonna see, another fast car, the looks and the speed comes first, and then the guy goes, you know what? I'm tired of breaking shit. Let me put 30 grand into the rest of the car and let it sit. We know what it can do.
What's crazy is that our sticker guy at the time, he was doing a lot of those graphics. So you see on the back, there's the koi fish.
Yeah, I love
which
that.
kind of he did in this gold, so like you can only see it in the light. I mean, this car with the sticker package or without sticker package,
Yeah,
it's
the sticker package to me. I'm not saying puts it in the time period dating the car. The sticker package is just badass. It's just badass.
right. So like I said, this is what it looks like today.
Right.
Right. So Mugen wing, Mugen stripe, like full Mugen catalog car.
Man, DMV got some hot cars, man. Got some badass cars.
All right. So that was my number 9. Let's go back to yours. We're going to what? Number 8 for you?
8, yeah.
Oh, I remember. Go ahead, man.
All right.
I'll let you go with this.
So this is Eric Lamarca. Okay, so when we talk, and you're going to see the build up here. Another turbo, fast car first, and then it progressed. This car, the reason I like this car as a show car is, again, it's a grassroots build. He was like us, except for he worked at a manufacturer. He worked for Engine. And some of these pictures, it's just so hard to find pictures of these older cars.
I remember it like this,
Right.
with the MR2 vent,
Right.
without all the big decals.
You know what? I was looking at this. I'm like critiquing this car. Go back to the vent.
Man, you
picture.
suck, bro. You suck at getting pictures, bro.
I do.
Like,
What are you gonna do?
What kind of picture is this?
That's
bro?
a video that I had to stop to get the damn car. Same thing here. So imagine if this vent was here. Mm-hmm. That would look so much better, I think. But anyway, Eric's car meant a lot to me because he was the first guy that ever
I gotta look
brand
at this.
his car for the manufacturer and make it still competitive. So it wasn't so much of a build about engine. It was still a car. And that engine could have said anything. It could have said poo-poo puffs or anything crazy.
Rice Krispies.
Rice Krispie treats or whatever. It still did its job. It was sponsored by Inky, big turbo kit. Medium-sized drag turbo kit with piping that did an engine.
Inky,
And a car
engine,
that you
Toyo.
right? And a car
Ignited.
that
Everyone was sponsored.
everyone has to. But it's just a car that you're not going to see all the time being modified to this level.
Yes.
Again, so I really like the interior. And he did this before Nguyen, which is the green interior that matches the green exterior. Like I love that. And that dash, it's wrapped. So it's not dyed, it's wrapped, which is a whole other hardcore thing. So let's go to your number 8.
My number 8 destroys your number 8. Destroys your number 8.
Difference. This car is
Team Hybrid,
badass.
right?
Another iconic team.
David Wang's IS300. So this was the IS300 when it had the Missouri paint. I think he toured it on Hardcore Nights in this color.
Mm-hmm.
He actually won Best Lexus. So this was during the points chase.
Right.
So he won Best Lexus in 06 and 07.
Oh wow.
And then I think this car was in 07, whatever the second year he won Best Lexus, was the overall champion. So
for the whole
the whole
right.
points chase. So
Right.
he accumulated the whole thing. Like this car, like HKS, everything.
Right.
Hold on, that's after, right? So that's after. Here you go. So
The HKS body kit is probably one of the least
remember I told you
used,
this is
yes.
HKS, right? So
least used kits around that era.
that car stereo.
So all the diamond audio back there.
yep, cover of
Cover
D-Sport.
D-Sport.
So let me get back here, okay? This is the final rendition of the car, okay? This was called, he called this the IS 1000. because
It made 1,000 horsepower.
it made 1,000 horsepower.
Wheel
okay?
horsepower, right?
Yes. So this thing, HKS everything, right? HKS body kit, D1 body kit, suspension, gauges, spark plugs, HKS camp, boost controller, exhaust cams, even the high beam bulbs were HKS, right?
Nice.
When he wasn't using HKS, he was using June motor parts, Cusco, Blitz, Recaro, Takata, right? So,
Well, in this picture, it's got updated seats, updated Recaros. So this is probably more recent.
this is the last. This is how it was before he sold it. 20-inch, 20-inch work wheels. So that's the motor, man. That's the motor that he put in there. That's the 1,000 horsepower motor.
Right. The wheel side throttle body. He's got a lot of one-off pieces. Again, for me, I want to see something you can't buy. And there's stuff under this hood that you can't buy. You can't. This is one of the most difficult cars to wire tuck there is, because the ECU for the actual car is under the hood.
Wow, he even had stack cluster at that time.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know what I
And
mean?
go back.
Oh, he
so-
ain't got two swords.
Yeah,
I don't even got one.
it's crazy.
Which
Crazy. Yep. See the paddle shifters. So all these IS cars are able to do electronic shifting. So he's got probably a factory IS transmission that's built to the hill.
one? Probably built to hell, right? Endless. He definitely has endless brakes on this. So he had the Missouri paint on there, and now this is midnight purple.
Yeah, that's
Right, that's midnight purple,
the
for sure.
Skyline color,
Yeah.
GTR color.
So this car, and you know what's crazy is that he also won the Scion. He won the Scion Challenge. He won multiple awards. Dude, at one point he had enough cars where he could have his own team,
Like, right?
right? Like I think he had an Infiniti, he had a Porsche, he had this. I remember when he was touring the IS, he had a red Ings IS 250 or 350.
Oh wow.
Yeah, right. So like, it's crazy. And then,
We didn't talk about Ings and the body kit thing.
but it's all in there. And here's the next part, right? So I actually met this guy, and you would think like he was like stuck up, but
He's just a
he
car
is
guy.
the most down to earth like car guy. Like he was just one of us. You
Right.
know what I mean? So and I appreciate that, right? Because you got some people that know that
They think their car is their personality, right?
Right.
They forget how to be a person. And I think that's something that you and I are, even though you said I'm not approachable. I am absolutely approachable.
But yeah, I mean, the
So-
car, David himself, and then all of his other
Badass car.
all of his other cars follow the same suit, man. It's all that hard to get JDM product that he just makes it flow. Like it's beautiful.
I think I'm proud to know that this car existed. Like, again, there's not a car on this list so far that I didn't know existed. Like, I would hate to like come across a car that you
Actually, this was at SEMA, I believe.
That's at
And
SEMA.
2009, there was a Lexus Challenge, and he won the 2009 Lexus Challenge. So,
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
what's up.
I don't think there's an award out there he didn't win, but
that was specialty award for that car.
he was. Yeah.
That's all.
Again,
Badass
props.
car.
Yeah, props to him. So again, all right. Let's see what you got. What is this?
Steve Brown Alpine BMW.
There's not even a car here, dude.
Well, the problem is we can put a car there, but and I'll have Gary do that.
I'll give you this. I'll give you this.
This car,
I'll give you this.
another manufactured car. The reason why I chose this car at the spot that it was at is because the way this car was manufactured, all of the stuff that they were doing was the same technique I was using at the time. They had just more time and money.
Oh, wow.
The door panel is fucking sick. And again,
I see what you did here. I see what you did here,
you,
bro.
you start.
Hey,
Yeah.
I had something like this in my Civic at one point.
Yeah.
Wasn't like that.
It wasn't like that, but time. You need to have time.
Wait,
So-
wait. What is that? The back seat?
That's the back seat.
Oh my god. Okay, so looking at these pictures, I can already see where we're going. My list is cars that I competed against that, not really like company cars.
Right.
I see where you're going.
Yeah.
And I guess if I had seen this car,
It's fucking
it
killer.
might be a little bit different, or maybe
fucking killer.
if we discussed the criteria a little bit better, I might have put a little bit more industry cars in here. But my list is basically like cars that
This car competed at Hot Import Nights. This car competed in...
Did it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I've never seen this car before.
Just a very... Just
This is cool. I always love like when people
flowy.
do- yeah, right. That's
It's
is
special.
the Alpine Center Drive car on your list?
It's not. It's not. The Alpine Center car is not on my list. And the reason that car's not on my list, because it's... I don't think that's something... guys, if they worked hard enough, could do that BMW. It may not... it may take them longer. And there's nothing on my list that is not possible, that you can't do on your own list. Fortune. Look, dude.
All right, so I always wanted to build this car. I just don't have the money for it. But
I had an RX-7.
this is my
could've-
next. This is my next car. The first time I seen it on Tokyo Drift, I fell in love. Like, remember when it was pulling up to the little bathhouse? Like, I was just like, oh my god, what is that? Right? Obviously, you knew it was Veilside, but when you heard the rotary motor,
Right.
you're like, is that an RX-7?
Yeah.
Right? So remember, Veilside Fortune kits replaced almost all the body panels.
Right.
Right. So this car replaced almost every single body panel, and it was just like the orange and the black. Like, you see these cars at car shows, and it's like red and black. Like, it still follows the same flow, but like, I mean, this one's obviously right-hand drive. What
This
is
is
that
the-
on the other side?
That's the
Head unit and-
yeah, it's like personal head unit for the passenger. I can't. So this is a Veilside car. This is an industry car. Like, you never competed against this car. So you can say the Alpine car and this car. These two cars could battle it out, right?
You're probably right, but dude, this car, like every diecast that comes out, I'm like, I gotta have it. Like, it's just, to me, this is like so badass.
This
man.
particular car, being the color scheme that it is, and knowing where it came from, is probably one of the most iconic cars of all time.
What's crazy is that like I watched TJ Hunt's when he built his, and he was having trouble like with the fitment somewhere back here, man. And like
I will say this, being a guy that's owned Veilside parts, they fit pretty good. The problem is we're dealing with cars we don't really know the history of.
yeah.
It could have been smacked in the back, cut in half. We don't know anything about that, do we?
All right, so what do you got here? Oh, the car that started it all.
All right, so this is RJ De Vera's DA. This is a GSR, by the way. So 1.7 liter.
What was LS? Wasn't it LS?
No, it's a GSR. He had an LS, and he got rid of it because this came out. He had a 91 LS.
Oh, Fubu antenna.
Fubu antenna, the egg yolk interior. This is a later rendition of that car. You can see the wheel wells. See how funny they look? They're wide. The car's wide body.
Oh yeah.
So you'll see that, and then this picture, you'll notice the body kit's actually not the same. It's got a Mugen body kit here.
That's that your boonie drum, man.
No,
I
that's
was just kidding. Sorry, I know.
that's
So
that's the Mugen. That's the Mugen kit. You can see the difference
Absolutely.
between the Wings West and the Mugen kit.
yeah, he even got. Those are old Mugen wheels, aren't they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So very, very important car. Go back to that last picture. I think
This one.
the first picture. Yeah, no, yeah, it has one piece. I thought it didn't have one piece, but one piece headlights, one of the staples. If you don't have one piece headlights on your show DA, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah, but you know what? I feel so bad for this car, man, because it was like this car could have been so much more. But everyone, like when everything was happening, everyone's into 95 Civic and the 94 Integra.
Oh, you're talking about DAs in
I'm
general.
talking about DAs in general, right? Like,
I think DAs have had their time.
I think it's underappreciated. Because
I mean,
I've seen
I
some
own a
badass
DA.
DAs. I think they're clean. Like, I think I could have built a DA, right? Had I had one.
The problem with the DA is like there's so many people that came before you. You're gonna shave the moldings. I mean, honestly, you can change the color of this, and what are you gonna see? Looks exactly like my car, right? And it's not like I copied, but it's just like there's only a few things that you could do on that car that made it look good.
Okay. My number 6 car is a absolute imports car that became an emotion car. Minho Kim.
Minho's a
Right.
good man. We love Minho. Shout out to Minho.
This car, 350Z, first came out. It was a top of the line one, right? And we just pulled everything out. You guys pulled everything out of it.
Dude, feel bad for this car.
It was a combination of the like version 2 and version 3 kit, over fenders. Your body guy did an amazing job making it all flow.
Yeah.
I think by the time I got my hands on it, we just wanted to make it a little bit more, like we added the graphics package, right?
Right.
So the graphics package, if you wanted the whole cherry blossom on the side from Veal side, like it was like crazy amount of money.
Right. You're like, we'll just do it ourselves.
Right. So we had our vinyl guy do it, and back then there was no printing vinyl. Each layer, each color was a different layer.
Right.
Right. And then even with the blossoms, he made like 5 different blossoms, and then just
Stuck them on there.
Yeah. So there was actually 5 different patterns on that. Right. So
Just turned them different directions.
yeah,
right?
exactly. Right. So we had it on the hood. We did it on the side. I mean, you know, this is, I think it's a combination of what you guys did and kind of like.
This is probably the best crossover car. You guys kind of made it your own when you changed the color.
Yeah.
But I'll say this car, I did not do the audio in, and I, to this day, regret not doing it. Because
It was ahead of its time, man. There it is again.
and this is right when he's transitioning from Absolute, because he's still got the Absolute sticker on it,
Yeah.
going
I mean,
to Emotion. So
I'm
I'm glad you took care of him. He's a good
Yeah.
guy. He's a
When
good
he
man.
was showing, I always said, hey man, like, ain't no pressure, dude. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
you know, they're my friends too. So, you know, whenever you're ready,
Right.
if you want to do it, if you don't want to do it,
Right.
like,
Right.
it's cool, right?
I like that he was honoring us to the end.
Yes.
All the way to the end. I
Yes.
think that's really cool.
Yes. You know, and back then, you know, I'm really like the color guy, right? So I was like, you know, Minho, you need to do pink. Like that's what's really gonna stand out on this, like silver, right? His car was repainted. It was silver when he bought it, and then he did like a silver with like a gold flake,
Yeah.
right? So it was a darker silver, but everyone didn't know that, right? So then
Yeah.
we did the vinyl on top of it.
Yeah. Again, this is a car that had some pre-planning on at the beginning.
So this
But
is when
this is a great.
Yeah, this is when we redid it, right? We went J-line wheels, Willwood on there. We did a stripe, and then the stripe at the end
Broke off.
broke off into cherry blossoms.
Oh, that's
right.
Just trying to tipping of a hat to the old stuff. Right?
Yeah, exactly, right? So he did the carbon fiber trunk. He had the carbon fiber hood. We did the same thing where we did the red pearl on it.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like what we did on the Civic, right? So this rendition, it was a lot of input between him and I
Right.
on this, right? So, but again, you have the 3 monitors over there. You have the camera. They took the mirror, out of the
for camera.
for camera, which you could then see on the monitor pods.
Shout out to Tom Bostic. He did all this work.
Yeah.
Tommy then came back and redid a lot of it.
I mean, we just pulled it out, just made it a little bit cleaner. Suede door panels, custom kick panels in the door. Polk Momo sponsored, obviously.
Right.
His steering wheel, he was one of the first person to have the night pager where it tilted up instead of detached.
Right.
So,
That,
and then-
yeah. I like this car for a time period build where it's still straddling the JDM and the fiberglass and the big crazy everything build.
Yep. And even the nitrous bottle, right? Like airbrushed the cherry blossoms on there, right? So, and that
Big
was the
audio.
system, right? So the amp
It motorized.
motorized up and down. Actually, at the top, damn, we don't have a picture of the top. It had the triple monitor pod up there as well. And then, he's running, what's that, 2, 4, 6 10-inch subwoofers.
Yep.
Right? So, I mean, this car, and you can even see the cherry blossoms here on the side a little bit. But, you know, even the attention to detail, right? This part used to be black, painted all red.
Just so it all
matches,
flowed. Yeah.
all flows.
Even this, that top piece here, that was silver in all those cars. You know.
Yep. So.
Yeah. I really feel bad I never got to finish, not to do that car. Because I remember the day he came to drop it off, and I had another car there, and he was really not happy.
Yeah. So that was the cover of HCI magazine. This car, like, it taught me a lot. Taught me a lot of about the politics as well. This car was so hot that everyone wanted it in the magazine.
Right.
And it was just like, you know, because Minho didn't really speak English that well, right? So
He spoke English well.
if you hung around him enough,
Yeah.
you could get by. But
Right.
anyone knew, it was like
Yeah.
you or I would have to be there with him, right?
Yeah.
And it was just very, like, the politics behind getting your car featured in a magazine, because they want the exclusive, right? Like it was like Import Tuner wanted it, but, you know, we were like, we want cover, right? And they were like, ooh, we can't really give you cover. So then, you know.
But he ended up on the cover.
Not of, oh, he did.
Yeah.
He ended up on the cover of
Yeah.
Tuner. That's what happened. We did the cover of Tuner, and then we did it red to get into HCI.
Right.
That's why we did it. Right. Yeah.
So funny, the magazine, how much that means to guys. You know, it means a lot to me too. I just don't think it means as much as just a
Again, that's just
perfect build. Such a nice car. All right, let's move on to the next one. A lot of history here in the DMV on your list, Harry.
And I think it's just because I spent a lot of time with these guys. But again, I mean, those are the cars that drew my attention, right? Like, these are the cars that are like, you know, these are the top cars that I've seen and make my list. That's right. You know, that's why it's my list, right?
All right.
I can't believe this.
So, yep, number 5.
I cannot believe this.
Why?
Are you kidding me?
I'm going to tell you that this car, as important as it is, had to be blue. The fact that they changed it to yellow knocked it down for me, because the bluish purple with the yellow interior, that combination was just, it's killer, bro. It's killer.
I mean, we don't need a. Sorry, LJ Garcia's Fuel Civic.
Right. We don't have to go too crazy.
We don't have to go too crazy, right? LJ Garcia's Fuel Civic. We talked about that in the last episode. It's cool. It's in this picture right here. You see that this is his taste, right? The Sparko steering wheel and stuff.
Right.
Because I've seen the later renditions of it. It got swapped out for the Ichiban stuff, right? So.
Well, that's because, you know, big business happened, right? So we're starting to get into the territory of the big dog cars.
We won't spend too much time on that.
Everybody knows that car.
Everyone knows that car. All right. This car, again, another local car, but you cannot deny this car.
Undefeated.
That title says it all.
Right.
Showstopper, right? This is the latest rendition of it. It's probably one of the first cars that I've ever seen on air jacks.
Right.
Right?
I like this car for lots of reasons. Again, we go back to stuff that you cannot buy, and you just are doing it because.
Have you ever seen this car
I've seen it one time in real life. It is right-hand side drive, air jacks, the craziest roll. It's a roll bar for a race car, straight up.
Hold on.
Shaved and tucked, built engine, everything. It's gangster.
Right?
Gangster.
Right-hand drive. It's got a fire suppression system in here.
Right, because I can. Because I can.
Right?
What are we doing in the show world right now that compares to this thing?
I mean, it's crazy because he could bring this thing back out, and it could.
He should.
Right? It could still win. You know, he even did his dash, right? Like, he didn't have to do it. He, like, this style, he could have just done, like, the billet, like, dash, you know, metal dash.
Yeah, but I like this. This gives it a touch of street car, like, just a little touch.
So, I mean, you
Fuel
see,
system.
you see the fuel system. You see the air jacks, the cage.
Oh, man, that car is just cray.
I mean, let me go over this car real quick, right? So, Alex Wickens 2002 Subaru WRX, right? He had previous versions of this car, right? But this
It was gold, right?
it was like purplish,
Yeah.
purplish gold, right? I think it was one of the first cars to do like a full race look, right?
It was a race car. Again, this car had all the performance to back up the look.
Yeah, I mean, you look at it, it's got the C West front bumper, charge speed, fenders, Veris hood, Voltex wing, Duloc trunk. We talked about the fire suppression system in it.
Built to the kill engine, built all the way up.
This manifold, right? This manifold
Intake manifold.
is custom made. He drew it on a napkin, and Piper Motorsport made it work.
Right.
Right? So you look at the customization of the throttle cable, how it's got to be reworked, as well as the inverted throttle body, right?
Right.
Look at the
It's just
tuber,
crazy.
right? Like, how does this? Like, he could drive this car, so the suspension is inverted, I believe, or he turned it upside down, or
This car's local, man. We might have to like go sometime and go see this car.
that's not a problem.
Right.
I owe this
in
guy.
Edinburgh.
I owe this guy a visit.
Right.
So, again, this car 2007, 2008, Subaru world champion on the NCCA points chase, and then he was also a winner of the overall points chase as well.
Can't deny that's not one of the most badass cars ever.
Yeah, I can't believe it's this low on my list, but you should see the other cars that are coming.
Yeah,
So,
it's so as these cars progress, you guys are gonna see the level of execution become more and more apparent. I mean, LJ Garcia.
what you got going on here? Oh,
All right,
nice.
this is the Alpine RSX again.
Again with the crappy pictures, bro.
Yeah, dude, try to find pictures of these cars. It's, you know,
I mean, I'm sure I can find something better than this.
this
What'd
is
you
the
do,
only
man?
picture of this car.
Take this off MySpace, bro. Like,
Oh, jeez, get out of here.
all right, this is sick.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of just futuristic design. There's no screws being shown anywhere in this build. That's the dash. Gary, you'll have to blow this up.
That might not make final edit, bro.
It will. It will. Gary, I have faith in Gary, but this is a manufacturer's build. But again, even though the styling and the work, it's just time. It's just taking your time and having, you know, the ability. That Wings West kit, the kit that's on this car,
You got that shit for free.
they got it for free,
He got
for
that
sure.
shit for
But
free.
you could buy it. You know what I mean?
The insides you can't buy.
You can't buy the inside.
Oh my God! You know who? Oh,
All right.
after seeing that car, I forgot a guy. Not even on my top
Not even
10
in your
list.
top
Not
10.
even on. Not even my honorable mention.
Well, you can't say anything.
I
Right?
can't even say anything now. All right, my number 4 car. Dun, dun, dun.
It's another badass car. That's a badass car.
Christian Kujan's Veilside Fortune Supra. Dude, I had to go to Canada to see this car.
Yeah.
Yes, and again, just like David, this guy was so down to earth. Like, he had the car like roped off, and so I was kind of like,
Peaking.
yeah, and he was like, "Hey, come on," right?
Let
so
you look at
yeah,
it.
let me look at it. Like, sat in there. I'm like, oh my God, Veilside Fortune Supra, man.
Look at that stance. It's just. I think this is the first kit to make a Supra look small. You know what I mean? It makes it compact. This is the third car with a Veilside steering wheel. Everybody hates on me because of my fucking steering wheel. But look at that.
I mean, look at all, I mean, this picture doesn't do it justice, but that's all silver carbon.
I know.
Even the steering
The
wheel
steering wheel shroud.
Shroud, yeah, it's silver carbon.
Eclipse head unit, and this thing's got some big
You got
cardio in it
the
too.
AC over there. Like, look at the door panel
Yep. Carbon fiber wrapped.
with the Bride logo.
Yeah.
Veilside,
Twin turbo kit, or that's
Manifold.
a HKS twin turbo kit. That's what's up.
Christian Kujin, 550 horsepower, full Veilside Fortune kit, which replaces every part except for the roof line. This car, HKS twin turbo, cams, wastegate, blow-off valve, Veilside manifold, Blitz boost controller, Apex AFC. He used Soundstream Tarantula.
Tarantula, yeah.
Yep.
Amplifier.
JL monoblocks, audio bond capacitors, Alpine IVA D900, all Veilside interior as well, bride seats, Blitz boost controller, fuel pressure gauge, EGT.
Just a lot of high-end parts.
Yeah.
High-end parts.
Actually, he has a set of Veilside wheels too.
Yeah. Well, sitting on
when
those HREs, it's just something else.
Yeah. So the first time I seen this car. So this car, he used to advertise his bubble tea shop on it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Because I was like, what is whatever that bubble is? Oh, it's my bubble tea shop. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Right?
Smart.
So just in case you didn't know, Christian Kujin now does all like the RWB stuff, right? So
Oh, really?
yeah, he does a lot of it. So
Okay.
yeah, so this
It's
guy,
awesome to see, guys. He's still building.
Yes.
Still building. Still iconic building.
Yeah.
That's
So again,
awesome.
down to earth guy. Again, that car had to be in my top 4. All right, man. What you got going on here? You are an RJ guy. You are not lying, man.
I am,
like,
dude. But
like,
look at this thing.
like I'm an RJ guy too. Wait, why don't I have an RJ car on my?
Yeah.
He had nothing to do with the Fortune RX-7. Are you sure? No.
I'm not sure. But
Okay.
look at this.
Yes.
One-off, wide body, chameleon.
Actually, that's 2000s right next to him.
Yeah, that's his S2000 too.
It's the Johnny Tran S2000.
Uh,
But yes, this one's sick.
iconic ass build. Just look at it. This is a 91 NSX Comtech Supercharge.
I never knew it was wide body.
It's wide body, yeah. Yeah. That's, I mean, you got to think. And this picture I love even more because this is a different color.
It's the red.
Go
Right?
back. It's red there. It's chameleon there.
That's your color. It's your car.
That is my color, right? So go back, and this is before he had his wheel deal. So those are the Roja wheels
I just posted a picture of my car on my Instagram
with Rojas.
with those, but in gold.
yeah,
Yeah.
the badass wheels.
Yeah,
so you go
Roja
back
7s.
to the Veilside wheels.
Yeah. Oh, I got you.
So you look at this car, it is like from a different planet.
Yes.
It is not your normal build. It's not something that you're going to see all the time, and you'll never probably see again.
I still don't think that's his best car.
I don't think it's the best car either.
You know what I mean? To me, his best car. Well, I'll save that for later. All right, my number 3.
Yellow.
With some real photos. LJ's car, right? Of course, I'm going to throw the Importuno cover on there with
But
Francine.
the blue, listen, the blue is a better car than the yellow. The yellow car just doesn't do it.
So I think the blue is better, but I think the yellow we see more of, right? It was
Of course.
more commercialized.
Of course.
So,
Of course.
but I loved how you put the, feels so good.
Feels so good, yeah.
Right? License plate, hate to lose. Clear taillights. This was the turbocharged.
What's the difference in this picture that you don't know about this car? That's a
Prelude.
B6. It's a B16A. It's
Yeah.
not a Prelude engine.
Yeah.
So this is pre-Prelude swap.
Yep. So clean with that though.
Right.
Right.
One of the coolest parts that I like about this particular picture, you got the Speedster Racing intake manifold with the carbon fiber insert, unobtainium.
Yeah.
You're not finding that anywhere. That's a race car part. Again, LJ started his career as a racer, and he moved into the show car field. This is something that you're not going to see very often anymore. I don't think you're going to see guys, moving from sport front wheel drive to
Oh man, like
the car
he's got
shows.
the yellow tint too. How about
I wonder whatever happened to his team, Team Wisdom.
like most teams, man, they just
They
disappear.
get old.
Right?
They get old.
But yeah, I mean,
They're not
damn.
stupid like me and come back after.
Oh yeah, here we go. Here's the updated interior, right?
Yeah.
With the Ichiban steering wheel, Ichiban shift knob, the glow gauges, right? That's commercialized. all
Yeah,
right
it's
there.
just
written all over it.
not even. I don't think that's cool. Shout out to our LJ Garcia. I don't know the guy, but he did a lot for our industry.
I can already see that our top two are the same. All right, so number 2. Let's see what photos you found, man. Okay, we'll go with this. God, Ada. Ada.
What do you want me to do? I mean, the internet does not go past a certain.
I actually have this magazine somewhere buried in my house, right? But yes, I think that's the best one if we could find it. This was what the car looked like before it got done up because
It was a race car.
Ron Bergenholz was a racer, right? So that's what it was.
How crazy is that? I mean, this looks like two different. I mean,
Man, you post this picture up, people are gonna be like, "You picked that as your number 2 car?"
Right.
But they don't know.
They don't know.
They don't know, right? So this car was a race car because he's a racer.
right.
That he
So,
also showed on
This is a very interesting fact that you have here. You have that iconic car there, right?
This
You have
car's on the
iconic-
other side.
That's Stephen Papadakis' yellow car before it was the yellow car.
Oh,
so
wow.
that car got cut up and made into the new Forum's front-wheel drive, pro front-wheel drive Civic.
So
Got to
clean.
show the audio.
So clean.
Classic.
I have this picture too. by the way.
Classic amplifiers, classic image dynamic subwoofers.
The crazy part is, yeah. So that's
Just
what.
kind of in between.
Yeah.
And this is how we
Oh,
show
this is perfect. This is how he showed the car, right? So it was tilted. It had mirrors underneath, and the reason it had mirrors underneath was because the whole
Every
suspension.
single bit of it.
Yeah, everything was polished. Right?
Polished or chrome.
Everything. Like, man, he's got the one-piece headlight on there, and then as you can tell, obviously the car's blue.
Right.
Right. It wasn't that black. So this car, like, was tearing up the West Coast.
Tearing it up, bro.
Right. So, it is my number 2 car too. So
Let's see if we got better pictures.
Hell yeah, I got better pictures.
This guy.
You know why? I could tell what kind of student you were in school.
Well, I only got the assignment last night.
Lies, bro.
When did
Okay.
you give me access to this?
Okay.
This is the current picture of the car.
No, this is how he showed it, because it has the body kit. He took the body kit off,
Oh, okay.
right?
Are you sure?
I'm 100% positive, right? Because now, look at the wheels that was on it,
Uh-huh.
right? So that's obviously Ed Bergenholz is his brother, but you can see how he displayed the car. It's the same wheels, bro.
Yeah.
Right.
I love how he displayed that car.
So this is the updated motor,
Right.
right? But again, gauges in the engine bay, everything's still polished. The block is still polished. Like, that's crazy, man.
Insanity. Put AC back in it.
So he changed it. I think this interior used to be all white.
No.
No?
It was always that.
Okay.
So, two things about this interior. One, the seats are factory seats that he recovered. This car had a black interior, so he did some weird stuff.
I know he had gauges in the glove box, but
He took them out.
he took them out, and then he had gauges on the A-pillar, took them out.
Just
right?
to cleaning the car up. It's like, this is the adult version of this car, right?
Yeah. Again, closer look at the motor.
More updated stuff.
That's how it sits now.
And I don't think there's a DA on the planet that doesn't look good with
I mean, dude,
C2s or Type Cs.
I wish we could find photos of like when it's like all the photos we have of it jacked up. Like you
They don't
can't
have the other
see,
photo of
right
the inside.
and that's what makes this car number 2. Like people might look at the list and be like, "Our car's number 2." Like you don't understand like the attention to detail that this car had.
They literally used to call him Ron Chrome All the Bolts.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, Ron Chrome All the Bolts.
I know. Well, that makes sense. I know that him and both of our number 1 car used to compete against each other, and it was
head.
like head to head, and he never said anything, but he was like, "Man, I always heard that Ron was polishing this and Ron was polishing that," and so he
they
had
did
to,
it, right?
So he had to do it, right? So, let's go to number 1.
Killing.
And I wish I had more better photos of this too.
This is hard, but
This one was hard.
this car is the most impressive car to have ever been built in an import scene ever. 1.5 liter non-VTEC D-Series engine, turbocharged in 95 or 96.
It was it went 1023 at 149
10-second car with no electronics
on a D motor.
on a D engine.
D motor, man.
There's no Honda. There's no nothing. There's check valves and
Check
hope and a
valves.
prayer.
And again, so look, right? Like this is a better rendition, right? Like this is what
Ron's
this
car.
is how they were competing, right? Like if you look in the mirrors in here, like you could see like all that undercarriage stuff, right? And then hey, let's put some wheels on, let's go racing, right?
Right.
So
Insanity.
so
Tucked engine harness, tucked bay before even thought of, tucked interior harness. You can't see the inside harness. This car is insane.
airbrush just cuz.
Well,
That's what I heard.
not just cause. It's because these guys, before they were doing this, were all mini truck guys.
Oh yes, yes.
All mini truck drivers.
So they
So
brought
they're-
that inspiration. Yeah,
yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah.
You're absolutely right. So I know that you had that car.
Yeah.
What is this blue CRX?
So
Is
the
that the
reason
same
I
car?
have no, it's not the same car. The reason I have the other CRX
Is that
on the cover.
Kamiyoshi's car?
No. Kamiyoshi's car, I think it was. Oh, actually, it might be. So the reason that I have this car on here and the Atomic Performance CRX that you have in another picture on the cover is because without the green car,
These cars don't exist.
these cars don't go on the cover. So these guys, Sean Carlson, the builder of this car, worked at Turbo Magazine and was working with the owner. And this is all a story that I got from this podcast. Shout out to these guys. This is an old podcast. It's like eight years ago or 60, some crazy amount of time ago, where I listened to the history so I can have
Sean was working at Mini Truckin',
mini trucking.
and then he was doing some side work for Turbo,
Right.
and then that's when he was building his car.
Right.
I remember that story.
So the owner of Turbo Magazine just kind of was like, who cares? No one's gonna care about these cars, And it wasn't until they tricked him to go to the dyno to see this car make 500 wheel in 1996 with no electronics, right, on a dyno, that he was like, okay, it can have the cover. And to this day, I don't think there is a show car as impressive or a race car as impressive as this.
I mean, I think it's crazy how, again, when we came up with this assignment, we didn't talk to each other about who's on what list.
Right.
And it just happened that our 1 and 2
Are
exactly the
exactly
same.
the same.
Right? So, I mean, yeah, I totally agree with you. I mean, this car, I remember seeing it, this pea green CRX airbrush that looks like it was being torn out of.
Right.
But then when you looked at the suspension and the motor, and then even the interior was like, holy crap, like this is like some hot rod stuff, right?
Serious stuff. I don't think there will ever be a car to beat this car. In my eyes, this list is, for me, etched in concrete.
My list is not like that.
You can move it around.
I think there's some contenders, right? So, now that we've gone over that, let's talk about honorable mention. Do you want to go with
Sure.
one of yours? Let's do. Well, you don't have that many, so
Yeah, I have
we'll
3.
do all yours, okay?
Right.
So let's go over this one first. Tell me about this stock red Supra that you decided to get a picture of.
Oh, it's stock red. It's wide body. It's a wide body Supra with
is.
the rear tire is a 12-inch rear tire.
It is.
It's Kenny Tran Supra.
Okay, I just ate my.
Yeah, just go ahead and have a spoonful of your foot there. The rear bumper's molded, all steel, wide body. Racing Hearts, when's the last time you seen C2s? Those aren't C2s, actually. Yeah, they are. C2s with that size lip in the rear.
It's true.
Never. So it's, again, the race car guys, you guys got to watch out for race car guys. If they decide to build a show car, you're fucking done. You're fucking done.
I mean, that's like Amber and Om, bro.
Exactly.
a race car guy.
That Supra, out of control.
Let me go here.
All right.
Let's see. What is this? With
Okay. Again, this
your
is
photos, man.
just dude. These guys can't take pictures. This is old school CRX.
What
this
is
thing
this?
did 1130s out of Hawaii, I believe.
Are those C5s or 5ZRs, man?
Those are fives. Those are
Are those Ziggins?
those are racing hearts. You see the cap. The Zegans don't have a cap. We're gonna do a wheel episode.
I'm so disappointed in your honorable mention list.
Okay,
so far.
but that's why it's not on the list. It just goes to show you that all these cars,
what the hell is this?
dude, you don't know this car?
What I'm saying is, no. First of all, I have no idea what this car is. I know it's an Integra, but like
This was the centerfold
you have
in an
you
import
have
tuner car.
Minho Kim that could have been on your honorable mention list,
I
but you got
could've.
these cars.
I could have, but this car is iconic. It did a lot for our industry in the day. It was, I think it was sponsored by Pepsi at some point. So another one of those cars that like snuck under your radar because you didn't know what the fuck you were looking at. I'm not
I
saying
still don't know what the fuck I'm looking at.
it's super wide body. Listen, it's got a lot of fresh ideas.
I could buy that scoop at AutoZone right now.
You could, but you won't. He did. But he did a good job, and I think...
I'm sure the interior is sick. I'm looking at the interior right now. He's got 2 race seats.
Right.
I can see the back is super wide body, super flared. So, yes, there is some body work on here. I think it's just a bad picture. But again, this goes back to our first episode where we're talking about every car with a Blitz kit.
Right.
Right?
But this is not a Blitz kit that he bought. He cut the shit in half. He cut it in half, and it's stretched out forward.
I see it.
Right?
Right.
You can't buy this. You can't go out and... There's nothing on this car that you can go out and buy.
Oh,
As a matter of fact,
I can see
this
the
is
white body in
not...
the front now. I got you.
This is not an Integra. This is an Accord, by the way.
God, even worse.
This is an Accord. So,
Okay.
let's go to your honorable mentions.
Let's go to my...
He's so upset he just closed the whole thing.
Yeah, that was Gary. Gary's agreeing with me. Gary's agreeing with me that was terrible, bro.
It's not terrible, dude. You gotta just... It's an honorable mention. It's mentioning that these guys did a great job of modifying. Okay, so what was the one thing I've always said about show cars? The ones that are super popular that win.
The ones that are
Drawn by little kids.
Okay.
If you take a car and have a little kid draw, like, look, there's one coming up right here.
All right, honorable
How is this
mention.
not on your goddamn list?
Because again, it was a company car, right?
RJ.
But again, you're right. Looking at my list, this could be somewhere on my list.
Somewhere.
Right?
You gotta fit it in
where?
there somehow.
I have Christian Kujin. I have David Wang. I do Wang at number 8.
Right.
Like, what? Right? Minho.
I don't know.
I got Alex
I will
Wilkin.
put this over Minho.
Okay.
I'll put it over Minho.
Agreed. Again,
Only reason.
another Fortune kit kit car, right?
But the only reason I would say that over Minho's car is because it changed the whole
Yes.
look of the. That's not a Toyota.
It's not.
That's a Porsche.
I would buy that.
Right.
I would drive that.
Right.
I would drive that.
Right. I hate that car.
You could hate it all you want.
Look at the fitment on the rear tire. Look at it.
But back then we weren't, that's not what we were looking at. But this, you can tell me that this car doesn't mean something to the industry? This was done in orange. This is the orange one. Remember, it went green after this.
Green,
Right?
No, I hate that car.
So, Neil Chin's S14.5.
Shout out to Neil and Team All Star.
I think he marketed that car right. I think that's why it's so high.
Maybe. I mean,
But, again,
if you look at it, it's not. It's orange. And the color orange, it's not vibrant or it's kind of a flat orange. I mean, I can't really talk smack. My car never did what this car's done.
Exactly.
So-
So 240, full Bomex, S15 headlights.
Strawberry
You know,
face. Yeah.
So, I can't knock it.
I'm not into the wheels. I'm not into the wheels. Kenny's car.
This car, is my kryptonite. No way in hell can I beat this car. And you know what? Like, this wasn't even the final edition. Like, he did this thing in purple with a case swap, and
It's crazy, and it might be coming back. I heard.
yeah. So crazy
So-
build.
The reason that I agree with you, this car is an honorable mention, and I hate to say it, is because I never saw this car outside of New Jersey.
You never went down south?
I never saw it. Listen, doesn't mean that it hasn't gone. I'm just saying that like some of the other cars had more exposure, and
I mean,
it's
I
just
give-
a shame that the car didn't get.
I give this guy mad
Far.
props. Like, this car was
Sick.
super.
It's still
crazy
sick.
So
Still sick.
J-Lob's RX-7, right? 935 draggers out of Florida.
Yeah. Again, I'm not.
Another orange car to you.
Uh,
Why are all the Florida cars painted orange?
I don't know.
So again, that's honorable mention car.
I'm not a fan. Love this car. It's weird that it's not on your list.
It's because, and this is why I say like my list can fluctuate, because had those cars not been my top 10 not been there, would this car be there?
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
You needed those to make this one happen.
Right.
So this is a better example of a properly tuned Sylvia, or if you want to call it, I don't know, it's got an RB in it, right?
Yep.
So the reason I like this car so much, and honestly, I could see it being on my list, the heavy contrast, again, the yellow against the purple does a great job. And then you go all the way in the left field with the gray for all the graphics. The roll cage being in blue, even though I don't want mine to be in blue. We talked about that earlier. The ARC components, you know how I feel about ARC, those, Abbey Road Company parts.
By the way,
Oh, sick.
Jason Pham's S15, Team Emotion. Actually, I don't know if you know this. He's actually, with his first build, his Civic, he was one of the guys that helped me create Emotion. Right?
Right.
It was me, Minho, Jason Pham, Tommy Chan, your buddy Tommy Chan, and then Minho's little brother, Young Min. So that was just the five of us.
That was
just
the starting five.
Yeah, the starting five, just
That's what's up.
going everywhere, right?
I love this car.
Yeah.
The stance, we often talk about, negative
Like,
camber cars,
oh
but
my
look at
God.
the camber he put in that.
Like realistically, like this car and my number 9 car, Chris Rios, like
Close.
very close, right? And it's just because Chris Rios's car has that longevity, right? Like this is a newer build.
The only reason this doesn't have longevity, because he could bring it back out right now and just start whooping people's butts, right? Like it could happen.
Yeah, I
It
mean,
might happen, right?
you know what the funny thing is? Chris Rios and Jason Pham, those guys were so competitive. Like,
Towards each other.
I mean, they were in the same class, right? They're in the JDM class. They're both trying to take the JDM award,
Right.
right? And this is before like their final renditions of their car, but they eventually, even the judges had a hard time deciding between the two.
Right.
So
Paper,
they,
rock, scissors.
they split it. So they went JDM OEM and then JDM aftermarket. So Chris would win JDM OEM because Nguyen
Right.
is,
All
and then
OEM.
yeah,
And
and
this
then
one.
Jason had the charge speed and all that other stuff in his hatchback. So he won JDM aftermarket. So
Wow.
they split the class.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And then what else did I got here? Oh,
Come on, man. Look, I don't get it, but I get it. Like,
so this car, Team Tecna, Mark Romero. He did the Pepsi wrap.
look at the engine bay. It's terrible.
I mean, that was at that time, but this car is probably more popular looking like this on the cover of Import Tuner,
Yep.
right?
And
Same
I think
car.
this car recently got sold. If I
Yeah, I
remember
think I seen it online and it was
Yeah.
like this, right? So, again, just the crazy bodywork, man. You know what? Maybe this doesn't even belong in my honorable mention, but I think this is one of the cars that I saw that I was like, wow. You know what I mean? Like, look what can be done. I think it's overkill, but
It's one of those things like the Accord that we just looked at earlier. You look at this car.
This is in the same category as that.
Yeah,
absolutely.
they're in this. They're in the
I just have
like
a better picture. That's all.
overdone for us category. Like we like a little more subtlety and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But I don't think this is ugly. I like the conversion. I mean,
clean.
this car, just with a conversion, probably wouldn't do as well as it does with all the other stuff it has going on.
And then my last honorable mention, another Team Emotion car, Wes Badasan's Dulux wide body 350Z.
Badass.
So, Minho's car will always have a place in my heart just because it helped get Emotion to where it was. This is, if Minho's car never existed, this would be my favorite 350Z.
Right.
It was
I like
just
it.
so clean. It had Macintosh amps in it.
So the guy was into everything high end. He
Yes.
wanted everything to be the
Yes.
best of the best.
Yes. So this car,
Dulux, another kit we didn't talk about in our first episode.
yeah. So we even had a little carbon fiber insert there. Yeah. So again, I know these are. I think a lot of the Emotion cars end up on my honorable mention list because you limited me to. You said one, but sorry, man. Like when I have firsthand sight of like trend-setting stuff, like
Right.
Alex Wickson's car absolutely deserves to be on this list.
Alec Wicken's car probably should be higher on your list, I think.
It was what number 4? It was behind Christian Kugin, man. Like it was Jason Whitfield, Ron Bergenholtz,
But
Christian.
you talk about a car that's undefeated.
No,
You talk
LJ.
about-
No, you're right. LJ, Christian, and then I'm sure Christian's car is undefeated. I'm sure all those cars are. Well, Ron and Jason Whitfield are about each other.
Imagine getting a 1 and 2, like showing up with that car and just going home with the second place. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And again, you guys better watch out for these guys that are race car guys because, you know, they're used to the long hours. They're used to doing things a couple times to get it right. And if they just decide to turn their on, can I say on YouTube? Turn their attention, I already said it twice, to car show stuff, I think we're in trouble. Big time trouble.
What's our next episode gonna be? You think?
Well, I mean, you've been talking to some folks that they need to have their time pretty quickly, so
Yeah.
I'm not gonna spoil it for everybody out there. But I think that the more important thing is like this was so fun to do and to research and talk about, and you and I got into some. It wasn't heated negative, but we got into some heated.
Yeah, like your Fusion Accord.
It's no different than that
Okay,
yellow.
you got me on that one. You
It's
got
the
me on that
same.
one.
It's
You
the
got me
same.
on that one because now that I think about it, you're right. It's the same, just
It's
different.
different, right?
Yeah.
But the one thing that I think is we would need you guys' feedback so that there are some things to jar our memories back to that time. There are guys that are watching that knew of a car or knew of a guy that had a car, and we need to like go over it. Let's do it. Like let's do, maybe next year, maybe a couple episodes in where we have like readers' ride, sort of say, like where guys submit cars, and we're not the past mad guys. We're not gonna sit here and roast cars. We don't do that. But he does that. But
No,
you just roasted the Accord.
I did not roast the Accord. I disagreed with you.
Oh,
I didn't roast the
okay.
Accord.
All right. Well, you roasted me. Okay. But I think that older cars that we
car
haven't
belonged
seen.
on the list. That's all.
It didn't. It wasn't on.
That-
It's just
that-
an honorable mention.
That car, I never
You hate that car.
took away from its build. I'm sure it looks, gorgeous. The man hours to do that body work, right?
Yeah.
I didn't take away from any of that. Never knocked any of that. But
They did.
I don't think
they
it
did their
belonged
job
on the
because
list.
again, you looked at it and you were like, "It's an Integra," and I was like, "No, sir, that is an Accord."
Hey, they always think my Civic's an Integra. So
Right.
Same thing, right? Every car is an Integra.
Right. Well, I
yeah.
mean, that's the thing. You want to take away the reality of what it really is, and that's what a show car is about. Let's talk about real quick before we wrap this up. I want to talk about what a show car is, and what a car show is. A show car can be any car. Okay? You can take your factory car to a car show to get judged. What a car show is, you pay another person to critique your car. So, you're going to critique my car with just wheels, have at it. If you bring your car with just wheels to a show where Harry's car with a taillight conversion, headlight conversion, paint job,
Engine swap.
shaved everything, engine swap, and you get upset that you lost, let's be realistic and look at what you got going on, right? Where you need to go with your build. I've been a part of many, many badass show cars. Harry's been a part of many, many badass show cars. And the one thing that I think, as much as we disagree, that we can agree on is don't ever give up.
Oh yeah, definitely not.
Don't ever give up. And don't talk shit to people because you just never know who you're talking shit to.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I think like it's crazy, man. Because when someone has me come look at their car at a car show, and I'll say, hey, man, like, you know, take my criticism for what it is, right? But I don't want you to. I always tell them, I don't want you to feel like I'm bashing your car. I'm just telling you what you could do to improve it.
Right.
Right. Like that's just me critiquing the car. Right. I can't say, like, if this is your dream car, this is your dream build, I'm not going to be the guy that's going to stomp on it and be like, yo, this is trash. Like, never, right? Because my Civic, right, like, that was my dream.
Right.
And I made it happen.
Takes time.
It just takes time, right?
And the dream changes as it evolves, right? Like,
obviously, yeah.
From the beginning to the end, that's not what you thought about the first time you started modifying.
It was actually supposed to be baby IS, which I was supposed to have IS headlights.
You sent me a picture. It wouldn't have looked as good as that.
Yeah,
I didn't.
And it ended up being because I just fell in love with the Mugen front bumper and the JDM Integra headlights.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, it's because of the DA headlights, the one piece, that I was like, you know, that's what I like about it, right? So again, like I said, I enjoy the DA body style. I think it was just missed. Like I got in the game. Or sorry, the DA was phasing out as
the
DC.
DA never had a chance on the mainstream unless it was early when RJ was doing it. You know what I mean? So he kind of started the whole boat. But then, you know, 96, 94 is when the other car came out. So you got to wait till the car gets released, gets used. Then a guy can go buy it. His parents can go buy a used 2-year-old car and then starts modding. That's why it kind of happened.
You know what? I'm surprised. There was no Skylines on our list.
Yeah, because they suck. I'm just joking.
There was NSX. There was an RX-7.
I'm trying to think of what Skyline could be on that list. The only one I can think of would be Craig Lieberman's / Fast and Furious silver one, and I'm not really a fan. I like
the
car.
R35 with the Ben Supra one, the ones with where the front lifts up open.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean, like all the new Skylines.
Yeah, I mean
that was different, right? Because you only used to see that on drag cars.
You know what? There's one car that I wanted to put on this list that was purely a race car, and that's the Apex Integra. Center drive, 1,000 horsepower. It's sequential, and it was just a beautiful build, but it never entered any shows. So, kind of.
Let us know if we missed the car. Let us know what you guys think of our lists. Let us know what y'all's top 10 are.
Yeah.
Or your honorable mention.
Let's get some top 10. Let's get some top 10s in the comments.
Yeah.
I want to see that.
Absolutely.
Now subscribe, you guys. We need more of you guys to be a part of this. Thank you guys for showing up. Harry, thanks for taking the time. Gary.
Thank you, Gary.
Behind the camera.
Yep. And we will see you next time with. I can't wait for the next episode. Actually.
Yeah.
You kind of just snuck into there, but
I just gave it a little bit. I didn't say everything.
Oh, you know what? Let me just break it in, right? So you'll hear me say this on the next one. But being a car show competitor that I am, I do have access to some people that don't generally
talk to people,
right? Because they're busy doing other stuff.
Right.
So we will hopefully do that next, and I can't wait to get that. I think I need to interview one more guy, right? Actually,
we'll take care of that soon.
Yeah, if you see us at a car show, right, and you want us to do interview you or your car, I don't want you to spec out your car, okay? I want to know the story of the build, right? I think that's what makes the more interesting part of it, right? Because you can sit here and tell me oh, hey, I got this motor, and I want to know why. I want to know tell me the process behind it all, right? Everyone's got a story. That's why we created this channel, right? So we're creating a platform for us show guys and gals to tell our story.
Right.
So again, thank you guys for listening to us. Probably, I don't know how long does this run, an hour and a half.
It's only 10, so I got here at 8. I got here at 8, so it's not even an hour, maybe an hour and a half.
That I
Not
think
bad.
I think that's where we want
And
to
it might
keep it.
get shrunk from editing, so
Maybe.
Thank you
But
guys
thank
so
you so
much.
much.
have a great day. I'm hungry. Let's go.
Let's go.